It's almost like creating a flower bloom. So, hush, 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 hush. Yeah, we have 3 pups in the background, so I'm hoping they can hang in with me while I work on finishing this design. But we'll go back into talking about art now. This piece, I happened to see a picture somewhere and my brain just kind of took it apart, and I could see how I could fill in some different lines and things I could do with it. And then interestingly, I saw somebody else had made something similar. And so mine's different, but kind of a play off of what they had done, where they split out the mountains and then did some different designs and things like that. I'm just going to go ahead and close some of these and make these tunnels a little bit closer together. Our newest puppy is not even 6 months old yet. She was born at the beginning of August. Her name is Duck, like quack quack duck. She is my daughter's. She is a corgi, and she is definitely still in the energetic stage. So here in Texas, it's 10:43 p.m. and she is wired for sound. So she's just running. And then she'll crash like crazy. Once she actually does go down for the night, like we try to keep it pretty mellow. That's also why I do a lot of doodling in the evening. I don't want to leave her to her own devices, because all of a sudden she'll she tackles our oldest dachshund, and then they tend to grumble pretty loudly at each other, or she attacks my husband in his sleep and belly flops on him. It's hilarious, but at the same time, he does not do well without decent sleep. So this is what I do. I stay up and I come up with these different designs. Some of them probably come across like they're pretty tedious, detailed work, but there's something about the quiet evening. And then once the puppies settle down, then it's my turn to go to bed. And this is my quiet time. I'm talking with y'all right now, but most of the time, it's usually where I verbally process through my day. I have different ways that I journal and keep up with patterns and things that I'm interested in doing. I love mysteries, so I will do mystery subscription boxes and stuff like that, or I just found the Myrtle logic puzzle books. Those are an absolute favorite. Yeah, I just kind of let inspiration flow, let the spirit guide wherever it's going to take me. And sometimes it's just quiet meditation, my my mind tends to drift off, and I just have a quiet conversation with God during that time. And all of a sudden, this impressive state of flow comes to me. And sometimes it's like you come back to yourself. Like you don't realize that you just went into this whole other bubble. And then all of a sudden you look down and you realize, holy cow, I just made this. I enjoy that feeling, that sense of effortless focus and calm. And as you can see, these are just repetitive patterns. And they're so soothing. So, yeah, I just went the long way to turn that around, didn't I? So, I don't know if I like that one there. There we go. So we're going to darken this one up on the edge. There we go. Now, on some of these, this is where I'll get to decide how I want to fill in a little bit more of this sky section. I can leave it as is. There's a lot of chunks that are just super blank. So I'm going to take my time. I mean, I still draw pretty fast, mostly. But I'm going to take a moment to reflect on what would work there. Do I want to fill it in? Do I want to leave it as it is? Sometimes the negative space is necessary so that a piece doesn't feel overwhelming, especially one like this where there's just so much line detailing. Yeah, I'm going to end up leaving it as is. A couple of things that could happen if this was a little bit more open down below, less busy, I'd probably have like some lines and stuff that would come up and out to show additional growth of those sunbeams, but I do not want to overpower it. I had another one of these that I was working on, and it is very, very easy to overdo a piece. And all of a sudden you look down and you're like, crud, I 100% went too far. So one of the other things that I'll usually do if I'm borderline on something like, oh, it could be too much, it could be, you know, whatever, I'll let it sit for a little while. So I'm gonna give it a spin so you can look at it from straight on. And small zoom out. There we go. I'm gonna clean up a couple more lines. You can't take the ink away from the page once you lay it down. I have learned that lesson the hard way several times. So I've had to learn a level of patience and reflect on where I want a piece to go. If I'm in the mood at the moment and it's just like scratch doodling, I don't care. I'll just let it flow, let me see, because I may produce something and be like, ooh, this will be really good. Let's go back and actually do a more finalized type design, you know? But it's when I'm in the middle of it and I suddenly get that feeling of, oh, I don't want to mess this up, that I'm like, okay, now I gotta slow down and really focus. I will say though, that's one of the beautiful things about a Zentangle type design is, I mean, you can make it too busy. You can fill it up and then it's almost like you just need to darken out different spots and even it up. But actual like mistake, that's hard to do. Because with Zentangle, you want those quirky little spots. You want the different sections where it comes together a little bit differently, and that adds some pretty cool elements to a piece. It definitely makes it more interesting, and yeah, it makes it an art form that's a lot less intimidating. When I first began, it was mostly just the patterns and then just seeing where they would go. So, all right. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to do some other videos where I'll go through and give some examples of how to create these patterns. I'll still have more where I do the time lapse, just because I know I ramble a lot. So just doing a little bit more cleanup around the edges. And go ahead. I'm gonna put it right here. There we go. And there you go. Here's the finished piece.